Can you guys see me okay? Can you guys hear me okay? Hello, hello. How's everybody doing? Let me know if you guys can see me okay. Sometimes the internet's not the greatest. It's a little bit choppy on my end, so I'm hoping. Hold on. Let me check something. I'm hoping it'll hold. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Should you lose me or should you lose visual or just let me know. The internet's, I don't know, it's been kind of acting up today. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Hello, Jonathan, Diana. Hello, Susan. All right, guys. For those of you who are new to the channel, hello, welcome. I'm a crazy cuckoo called Emma or Emanuelle. And I like to channel. That's what I do. It's what I've been doing for quite a while since I was born, pretty much. What I'll do during these sessions is I let Spirit choose a card for you. So until one flings out, and then I will read it to you with the advice is on the card, and then I will tell you what I'm receiving on an intuitive channeling level. Okay, now understand that we usually can't provide everyone with a card. There's usually too many people, but if you stick around, I can guarantee you there's always information that you'll be able to utilize in your life. And also if you receive goosebumps or have this idea of, I wonder if this is for me as well. If you get those thoughts, if you get any kind of validation on a physical level, then know that the message that they are sharing for maybe someone else might also be pliable to you. Those are just quick nudges that they'll give you to say, hey, pay attention. This one is for you as well. So know that Spirit uses many different ways and forms to get guidance to you, but we do have to be present. We do have to be very mindful in our moments and pay attention to the little details around us, okay? Also, I wanted to, before we start, announce that I will have another all-day live event right here in my hometown in France, Bretagne, France. Beautiful, beautiful area, lots of history, and enormously beautiful beaches, and just castles all around, medieval towns all around. Really beautiful place. So definitely advisable to have a nice vacation. But we're having a all-day live event on August 22nd, which is a Saturday, 2026. Okay, I'm saying it early because I know some people need to do their vacation planning ahead. And my special guest this year will be Sarah Breskman Cosme. She is flying all the way in from the States in order to spend the whole day with us. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys all can make it. Last year we had a live event here as well. Hi. Hold on, Gerald came in. Okay, yeah, sure. No worries. There you go. No problem. Gerald says hi. They can't see you, honey.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to look. I'm sorry, honey. I did a hello.
There's Sarah. No worries. So it's going to be a great day. I hope you guys can all come and join us. You can scratch that, visiting France off your bucket list. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. For now, we're thinking of just a Saturday, but we have to discuss it with Sarah still and what we're going to do and all of that. But so more details will follow later. But I just wanted to announce it, and it's just going to be, I'm so excited to meet Sarah. For those who don't know who Sarah Breskman Cosme is, she's a regular face on Gaia TV. She is an amazing author. She has a lot of incredible work that she has published that's very, very successful. She's a master hypnotist. She does the Dolores Cannon QHHT method. She's a student of Brian Weiss, and so on and so forth. She's just magnificent and incredible, and it's just really fun to see how we're kind of reconnected after many years. It's just, yeah, it's gonna be fun, and I'm hoping we get some good weather so we can maybe in the evening or the next day we can have a bonfire in the garden on my property, and we can look for the skies for ETs and things like that. There's no light interference where we are. There's no all the lights in France go out at night, so we really see a beautiful starry sky if there's no clouds. And you really see them very intensely. So that's always a lot of fun. So August 22nd, 2026, the ticket sales will start on the day after Thanksgiving. What's that called? Something Friday, Super Friday. I don't know what that's called. But more information will follow, and I'll make more videos when we have more details. Okay, let's get started. Also, if you like channeling, a lot of people say you never make any more videos or this or that. I channel weekly, and those channelings are posted on my Patreon page. I think it starts at $5, and you have access to every channeling. I believe there's over 200 channeled posts. A really fun one just recently was an interview with the captain of Titanic, which was really surprising. Not what I expected actually happened, but very open, eye-opening and very enlightening. But yeah, if you like channelings, if you like advice by spirit on life, on everything that entails this experience, then go ahead and check out my Patreon page. Okay, all right, let's get started. Enough chit chat, Nima. Okay, for those of you who don't know the routine, I go over the names, and whichever name kind of lights up, I don't do them in order. Okay, I go up and down, okay, so it's not because a name after your name was picked that you're not going to get a card. Okay, let's see. Super Ale, is that how you say it? Super Ale, I don't know how you say it. I need advice from my light team about my coworker giving me a hard time at work. Okay, let's see which one. I have different cards. This one, they're guiding me to this one. Okay, let's see if there's any advice. Whoop, there it went. You've got 2. Care for others and let them be free. There's Horse. And then Whale, live as a fully conscious being. Let me put them together. All right, there we go. So, the advice that they're giving you here is really, instead of moving into a victim consciousness, instead of feeling victimized or even holding on to a shame or blame story towards the colleagues, really start to approach it with different perspective. Really start to approach it with the following idea. What are they here to teach me about me? What am I supposed to experience out of this? And it's really about becoming more conscious about your own power, becoming more conscious about how you choose to experience things, but also how you can choose not to experience things. They do not have any power over you to take away your joy, to take away your balance. the only power they have is to challenge you, and then it's up to you to decide whether or not you give away your power. And that's really what you're learning from this. You have the power to not be impacted by anyone or anything, no matter what they do or what they say. It does not need to affect you. It does not need to influence you, and it does not need to lower your vibration. It does not need to push you out of balance. You are fully capable and fully in control of your emotional response, of your intelligent response, your intellect response, and of your actions and your reactions. Okay, so the less you allow any kind of reaction or any kind of impact, the less they have to feed on. Does that kind of make sense? So see it, embrace them. It's just care for others and let them be free. Allow them the freedom to do what they want, even if it's trying to harm other people. Don't give them that power. Don't give them the power. And how do you do that? By simply not responding to it, by simply not even allowing it to take your peace away, to not even allow them to have any control of your mind, of your heart, and of your energy. That's the best defense you can have. Okay, but we cannot control what other people do. We do not have the power, or it's almost like it's not even, you have to let people be free of who they are and simply allow them to show you what kind of person they are. Therefore, making it very clear to you that you do not need to move into a friendship beyond, the workforce. Does that kind of make sense? But let them be who they are. Let them do what they do. But it does not need to affect you. It does not need to bring you out of alignment. It does not need to bring you out of balance. You simply change the vibration on how you perceive it, change the vibration, how you enter the workspace, and you will see that within a few weeks, all of that will fade because they'll no longer have any kind of energy to feed off. Okay, it becomes boring when the other person does not seem to be affected by what they're doing in any way or form. But know and understand that they can feel your energy, they can see your reactions, even the subtle ones that you're trying to hide. And that's what keeps feeding their behavior. So just simply see it for what it is, them showing you their true nature, and you learning how to become a master of your beingness. That is what's being taught here. If you become the master, then they become the students, and they will start to align with your frequency instead of trying to bring your frequency down. Okay? I hope that helps, my love. All right. Let's see here. Linda Glassman. Linda, let's get you a card. Woo! There they went. Stop pushing and striving. Stop pushing and striving. Man, the internet is really bad. Can you guys see me okay? Because I wish I could. Hold on. Give me a sec. It just keeps slowing down on my end. Do you guys see me like fluently, or is it choppy as well? I'm trying to. It just looks so choppy on my end. It's fine. Okay. Maybe it's just on my end then. Okay. Stop pushing and striving, Linda. What I'm getting really is, you know what? It's time to just flow. Okay. you're trying to guide things too much. You're trying your human ego. It's almost like you're the source of wisdom. You have all this wisdom, all this knowledge. You've been at this for quite some time and working on it, and so on and so forth. But everything you've done on this spiritual awakening has taken so much effort out of you, has taken so much work out of you, and it's time to now flow. It's time to stop working, and it's time to start being and to start enjoying the ride. Okay, one of the things that you need to focus on is surrendering to the natural flow of things. Okay, the moment you're constantly in work mode, right, even for spiritual, for awakening and all of that, so many people move into a work thing, right? We need to work at becoming more spiritual. We need to work at becoming more authentic. No, you should never have to work to become authentic. You should never have to do hard labor to become your authentic self. The only way you can become your authentic self is by simply letting go and releasing the definitions that really no longer align with you, that do not represent your truth. That's it. Okay, so it's really important to say, stop pushing, stop working at being spiritual, and just be you 100%. Understand that your natural state of being is a spiritual being. Okay, you're not human. Okay, that is your secondary nature. That is just a character that you're playing. You are, in essence, naturally your foundation is that of a spiritual one. You will always be spiritual. You have never not been spiritual. Okay, but what we need to do is release a lot of human behavior, a lot of human thinking and over analyzing, and it just feels like too much in the head. Just be you. Embrace all of you. Okay, all of it. Okay, so stop working at it and just start being it. Okay, you're already the spiritual being you want to be. You just need to stop applying incorrect human definitions and understandings that are very limited and that are very controlling. We need to let go of those, and that's when you start to become free, and that's when you start to embrace all of you. You let go of trying to fit in and trying to follow the narrative and trying to, this is what being spiritual looks like. Oh, you better not eat meat and you better not do that. Bullshit. Okay, being spiritual means being you 100% and not making any excuses for it. Okay, just operating from your loving core, your pure love. You are pure love. We are all pure love, but we are so our light is so diminished and in a way almost imprisoned into human rules, what things need to look like and what we need to feel like. And being enlightened feels amazing. No, it doesn't. It's fucking shit. Okay, because it makes you realize that everything around you is a fucking lie. Okay, it's hard, and we're moving towards a new reality, aligning with a new reality, but we're still all trying to shed the 3D construct that we were programmed with. We're all doing our best, but that's just how it is. Okay, it's not what they tell you it is, but what you can do is completely live in a state of freedom by no longer giving a shit about what the world says and what the world says it should look like and it should feel like. Okay, just embrace it all. It's you, and the more you do that, the more freedom you feel, the more you feel beautiful and you feel aligned with your world, and so on and so forth. Okay, but don't ever think that because we're channeling, or even I have so many people telling me, oh my god, you talk to spirits all day, you must have all the answers. Fuck no, I don't. I don't. Okay, because when it comes to my personal journey, I get crumbs. I have readings where they're like this and that and this and that, so clear, boom, there it is, follow it. And then I have people like me where we just get breadcrumbs. Okay. Why? Because the whole point of this journey is to trust your inner guidance 100%. So therefore they're only allowed to give us breadcrumbs. Okay. Because it would defeat the point. That's not why we're here. You understand? So you have to embrace that you're going to get breadcrumbs sometimes, and that, you don't have all the answers. Okay. You don't. Until we go home, we won't have all the answers, but we know a lot. There's a lot of knowings that we have. I know things, and I don't even know how to explain what I know because there are no human words for it. And I still know it. That's the fucked up bit. I have information in my head and in my heart, and I don't even know how to explain it to people because that kind of construct does not exist on Earth. So how do you know what I'm saying? It's frustrating too. I understand where Yeshua came from. He told me the same thing. He's like, it's so frustrating to be in this human format and you have a lot of information, but half of the shit you can't apply because it doesn't exist in this world. The other shit you're trying to apply, but there's forces coming at you, flying at your face, trying to tell you, no, don't do it. That's what spirituality is about. That's what spiritual awakening is about. It's hard. But the more you surrender, the more you have fun, the more you say, fuck it. I'm going to live. Because you know what? It doesn't really matter anyway. It's just a fucking projection. I'm just here to have experiences. This life will not affect my soul in any way or form. It only emphasizes and brings to light aspects of my soul that I can't fully experience in my natural state. But it won't change your soul because everything you experience is already you, is already a part of you. So you might as well have fun and say, fuck it. Okay. Don't live according to other people's rules. Don't be distracted by other people's stories. Ooh, war. Ooh, disease. Ooh, this is uncurable. Oh, look at these cancers. Stop going along with other people's narratives. Create your own reality. It is a virtual reality. It feels goddamn real. It really does. But it is a virtual one. And the more you start to realize that we live in a multidimensional reality, where there's infinite amount of parallel versions of the same earth where frequencies are just slightly different, and you can wake up and even change parallel versions when you're awake, during your day. Me and Gerald have, because we live very mindfully, me and Gerald have noticed things happen and change while we're awake. We're like, oh fuck, we just hopped into another reality because that was over there and now it's over there and nobody touched it. Things change. Okay. So know that the only way your outer reality changes is when you change your frequency, because then you just tune into another song and another song. You're inside a radio, an old-fashioned radio. And with every change of frequency, a new song plays on the radio. Now that song, all those songs are out there. Every song that plays in the universe is out in the ether playing right now. But you can only experience one song at a time when you're in physical form, because you have to dial a knob and align with the one song. And every song is a different version of the same earth. And so that's why a lot of people, they collide. No, it's like this. No, it's like that. Because even though you might both be in a different song, you can still interact. So in a way, everybody's right. So just get over it and just have fun with life. God damn it. I'm sorry. I'm getting old. I'm sorry, Linda. But you know I love you. Okay, enough babble. My Lord. Emma. Sometimes I get swooped away. Oh, I just wish people wouldn't make things so difficult. But even me struggles sometimes, okay? That little human voice comes in and I'm like, oh, there it goes again. All right, so trust me, there's no perfect way of doing this, but there is a fun way of doing it, and that's what I advise. Never grow up. Be like Peter Pan. Be like me. I don't grow up. I feel like a kid at heart all the time. I have fun with the smallest, stupidest stuff. Me and Gerald are laughing all the time. I mean, seriously, I don't even know how to be serious with Gerald. And we've been married for 20 years and we're still giggling about the dumbest things in the world. Okay. Have fun in life, all right? Okay. Small wildflower. Thank you for that donation, my love. Thank you, guys. I do appreciate the donations. They always help me to try and fix up this place. All right. I'm a straightforward gal. You know that. I don't go, oh, look at me. I'm a perfect you. No, I'm not. Nobody's perfect. They all go through shit. They just don't tell you. And I do. That's the difference. Okay. This one. Small wildflowers. Woo! Well, that was fast. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive the sphere through the eyes of the teacher of love. Okay, there we go. Zooming in. All right, small wildflowers. It's all about understanding that their light is always present. The thing I'm really being drawn to is the stars and the darkness. Okay, a lot of people feel enclosed, they feel the world around them collapsing, and it's not what it used to be. And a lot of people are moving into kind of a depressing state. A lot of people feel like all they experience is negativity and darkness. And the thing is, the light is always present, but you have to choose where to look, where you're looking at. Okay, you got to choose your focus, and you have to move into a state of gratitude. Really move into a state of gratitude. There's so much to be grateful for. You have a roof over your head, you have clothes on your body, shoes on your feet, you have food on the table, you have electricity, you have running water, so many things every day. You got your health, you know, you have people around you that love you. Every day is a gift. Every day is a blessing when you start to find and express gratitude and love for everything that is already given to you. So change perspectives, they're saying. Stop focusing on the dark, but start focusing on the light, because the light is always there. If there's a lot of clouds and it's all gray outside, the sun's always there hiding behind the clouds. She doesn't go away. When it's nighttime, the stars will always shine bright to guide your way. Okay, the darkness cannot exist without the light. So therefore, light is always present. Light is always part of your reality, but you need to choose where you put your focus, your attention, your energy into. Make sure you guide your energy in the right way, that you focus on the right things, and then more of that will come to pass. Okay, hope that helps. There you go. All right. Let's see. Ali Tetris? Ali Tetris? Is it like the Tetris game? I used to play a Tetris game. I think it was called Tetris, with the little cubes that went down. Let's see. This one. Okay. Oh, thank you, honey. Let me give you a heart. There you go. Thank you, sweetheart. I truly appreciate that. You guys are so generous. Ali Tetris. Ali Tetris. I wanted to do this live outside, but then I got lazy because I didn't want to drag all my shit out there. That, and I got a really bad spider bite on my leg. Had 3 points. I've never seen that before. And liquid coming out of it. Not the greatest, but we're doing all right now. Lavender oil, disinfectant, good to go. Okay, Ali Tetris, Arcturian light codes, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. There you go. Ali Tetris. What am I getting for you on an really being drawn to that gold thing that's like, it's like a butterfly. You get some wawa. I hate it when they attach in Europe. They now, that's me going against the rules. They attach the caps now with these new things. I hate it. I want to be able to take the cap off, and I will. This is what I'm drawn to for some reason. It's almost like a butterfly that's spreading its wings for the first time, and all this beauty and this light and all these colors are coming out. I just feel like you're in a transformational state. It says here evolutionary downloads. You're really kind of, I do feel like you're struggling with the downloads. I do feel that it's affecting you on a physical level, and on a kind of a mental level. It's making you feel really tired, really exhausted. I feel like, you don't have a lot of energy, or you're really having a hard time even finishing projects. But it's like they're saying, look, it's okay. You're going through a transformation. You're going through an upload. It's like you're getting a lot of downloads. So you're being upgraded, kind of like a computer program, and as you're getting this upgrade, you're still trying to utilize and apply these programs in your computer, these actions and reactions, the way you used to manifest. You're still trying to use those old programs, but your system is upgraded now. So those programs, they no longer work properly. They're glitching. They're not giving you the same results as they used to be, right? And it's just kind of creating stress and frustration. And I feel it's leaving you a little bit paralyzed, okay? Making you feel like you're stuck. You're not seeing any evolution. You're not seeing anything unfold, really. So it really comes down to trusting the process. You're in a transformational stage. That means that the universe will kind of shut you down. It will put you in kind of nowhere's land. It'll keep you paralyzed for a little bit in order for these downloads and upgrades to go through as designed, okay? Because sometimes when we get upgrades and we do too much, there's too much activity going on, too much thinking going on, then it can interfere with the downloads, and the downloads might not be processed correctly, and then you kind of get glitches in your virtual reality system. Okay, so when we go through massive upgrades, and we're seeing a lot of it now happening through the solar activity, that's why the Schumann resonance is going crazy haywire these last few weeks, is because we're getting downloads from the solar source. And a lot of times when these things happen, it shuts us down. It makes us feel sick. It forces us to slow down in different ways, by getting sick, by feeling tired, by feeling out of balance. It'll slow us down so we can get proper downloads in a state where we're just kind of chilling, relaxing, healing, not doing too much activity. And that's really what you're going through. All right. So whatever the inconvenience, whatever makes you feel stuck, or makes you feel like you're not seeing evolution, or even physical, maybe you're physically not doing so well, just know that it's part of the finalization of your evolutionary upgrade. Okay. So just trust, surrender, and focus on yourself. Focus on healing. Focus on balancing. Focus on your nutrition. Focus on grounding, connecting with nature, just taking time off to be All of that are beautiful and wonderful things where you can be very productive. A lot of people feel bad that they're wasting time doing nothing, but it's during those doing nothing moments that usually the best of something happens, okay? Because it's when we relax, we breathe, we are just present, that we create new vibrations, we send out new energy that is much more aligned with abundance and joy and love. Okay, so just so know that doing nothing can be a great way of being productive on an energetic level. All right, there we go. Hope that helps. Let's see, Tara Parker. Tara Parker. Which one? Which one? Oh, they're conflicted. They're going for that one. Okay. They were going back and forth, back and forth. All right. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Ali. I'll call you Ali. Ali Tetris. All right, guys. Tara Parker. Tara has a job, a second job in photography. It's making her feel miserable, doesn't like it, but she doesn't know what to do. Because she needs the money. Woo! Let's see. Okay. Ground from the root. Okay. The power of silence and ground from the root. Ooh, there we go. Am I holding that right? I'm so bad. There you go. Okay. The what they're saying is you do know what to do. You do know what to do, but you're afraid. Okay, you're letting fear run the show. You have to walk through the portal of becoming fearless. Okay, walk through the portal fully knowing that everything happens for you and everything has a solution. Okay, you know, the thing that's really drawn in here is this tree. It's almost like this lady's trying to climb up the tree to get a bigger perspective, to get a further perspective. Understand that when you hold on to something that does not align with you, that makes you feel miserable, that only brings your energy down, it works against you and it takes up space for something else that might uplift you, that might make you feel good in life, that might bring in new perspectives and new experiences that will be beneficial for you. So it doesn't make sense to hold on to something. And you know this, they say, you know that the answer is go. It doesn't make sense to hold on to something that simply moves you into a miserable space. You know, have faith that something is coming your way that will be more aligned with you, but you need to stop operating from a fear state. Okay, you need to stop living in a fear state. The more you're fearful of not making it each month, the more you feel fearful of, you know, financially not being able to support yourself, the more you're going to attract jobs that you hate, the more you're going to attract jobs that pay you dick, okay, that pay crappy salaries. You have to know and understand that you have the power to create and manifest any kind of job that you see fit, but you have to move into that state of being. Okay, this is only this is a second job, so you do have a first job to fall back on, but just know that holding on to something that doesn't align with you only blocks you from receiving something that might be much more in alignment, that might bring much more abundance. So walk through that. Okay, it's like you're standing here. Do I go through it? Do I not go through it? Do I move into the unknown and allow something bigger and better to come in, allow space for something bigger or better to come in? Or do I just wait here and hope that things will change and I'll start feeling better about it? Well, the truth is you're not going to feel better about it because you're always going to be in a lower vibration towards it. You're always going to be in a fearful state for not having had the courage to explore new aspects, new avenues, new opportunities. So be brave, be fearless, and walk with your head held high into the great unknown. And when you do that, you see all this light coming out of this tree. That's you choosing to go up in a higher path. That's you choosing to look towards the light and to have faith. Okay, only then will you attract a job that really inspires you every morning to wake up with a smile. Okay, there you go. I hope that helps. All right. Sharon Stalper. Is it Stalper? Stalper. A card on my horse, tailor made for Gus in Glendale. Okay. So you want a card for your horse? Okay. Jump, jump, jump. This one. All righty. I love horses. I'm a horseaholic. One day I will have a horse. I am manifesting it. It will come to me. I have a feeling it's going to be a rescue. Yes, my 5th child, Gus. All right. Let's see what they have to say about your child, your son. Woo! There it went. You got 2, tiger and deer. There you go, tiger and deer. Let's see, what are they saying? Accept your magnificence. Trust in the support of the universe. Okay. The thing that I'm kind of seeing in my head is this visual of the belly area is being kind of surrounded by red energy. To me, that means that there might be a blockage of the intestines. I don't know. I don't know if he's having belly aches or belly problems, but it just feels like there's something going on in his belly area that's really causing him frustration and discomfort, and he might be acting out because of that. They're showing me the card of magnificence, and he really is a magnificent soul. I feel like he's a very deep, very what's the right words? A lot of wisdom, a soul with a lot of wisdom, but also a soul with a need for independence, a need for self-expression. So a very beautiful soul, but I do feel, like I said, it says trust in the support of the universe. I do feel like there's a lot going on in that belly, in that solar plexus chakra that's out of alignment. So I don't know if he had a difficult birth or if he went through hardship when he was really, really little. I'm not really sure on that, but it just feels like he's holding on to a lot of stress in that belly area. And I feel like we need to do some energy healing with him. Either way, whatever's going on, you guys have a really deep connection, but there is I just feel this urge to be his own voice, to be his own person. Like he doesn't just want to belong to someone. He wants to share life with someone, which is a whole different ball game for an animal. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So let me know if any of that resonates, but it just feels like there's something going on in the belly that's either he's holding on to too much stress, or I see inflammation. So he might, I just feel like he expresses it in different ways. He might be irritated, or he might be lacking appetite, whatever it may be. It just feels like he really needs to kind of heal that solar plexus chakra. Okay. Hopefully that helps. All right. But he's special, though. I feel like you guys have a special bond together. Let's see. Mandy Schulz. Mandy Schulz. Okay. Let's see this one. Hi, John. Whoop. There it went. Mandy. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. There you go. Mandy, what they're saying is you need to stop making decisions with the human ego mind, and you need to start trusting and making decisions from your intuitive self. The intuitive self is your spiritual self talking to you. Your spiritual self has a much higher perspective than the human ego mind does, and should always be in charge of making decisions. Okay, the human ego mind is simply there to go through the physical experience, to take the physical steps, to feel everything on a physical level, but it should never be making any decisions. The reason everything feels a little bit out of whack, everything doesn't make any sense, is because you're using the wrong tool to make decisions in your life, and therefore are always kind of receiving the same kind of outcome. But that's the problem. The human ego mind is too restricted. Okay, it is completely, it's a program controlled by societal narrative. Okay, your intuition is pure. It is pure divine communication from your soul essence that knows exactly what it wants to experience, how to get there, what the next steps are. So you really need to trust your intuition, move back with that intuitive self, and start making decisions from there. Understand that intuition does not usually, if something is fear-based in your mind, let me explain it differently. Intuitive guidance is almost always void of fear. Okay, it's always uplifting. It's always there to help you, to challenge your fears, to challenge you to be more courageous and whatever. Sometimes we do get this kind of iffy feeling, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't go on that airplane, and then something happens to the airplane. Those are usually not fear-based, but there's just this gut feeling that, oh, I can't go. It stops you from going, but it's not really fear-based. It's just, and it's just a feeling that pushes you away. Okay, whole different thing than fear. Okay, anything that's fearful that you feel is not your intuition. Okay, That is just your human mind and filtering into the emotional state. But trust what your higher self tells you through your intuition. Really become work together. Okay, you guys are one and the same entity, but with two different perspectives. Learn to work together and make sure you give the right aspects of yourself the right job. Okay, I hope that helps. All right. Let's see. Serenity Hills. Serenity Hills. Will I have a music career with Frank, and is Frank coming back? Okay. Let's see what we're getting. How are your girls? They are doing great. Going through puberty, so, you know, figuring out, you know, how to push our buttons, but they're doing so well at it. I mean, you got to give them credit. They're doing so well. It's so normal. I love it. Right? Because a lot of the other things they do is not what people don't consider as normal. We're so used to it. It's just how things are. Being autistic and all. Serious star blessings. Yes. Proceed, be seen, push through. There you go. Allow things to unfold naturally, though. Don't force it. Okay? Don't force it. But the answer is yes. It is definitely a possibility. It is very likely. Understand that the future can change at any moment in time according to the reality you're choosing. So choose your reality wisely. Align with the reality where this becomes part of your existence. Make sure that you do it for the right reasons, they say. Make sure that your intentions behind why you're doing this or why you want to have this is true to you and is out of love for the music. Okay, make sure that they're saying make sure that you don't do it in order to force something to happen. So just be it, okay? Don't try to force it. Don't try to manipulate it. All of that comes from a foundation of fear, okay? Trust the natural space. Envision, making music together. Envision how it's going to make you feel and hold on to that feeling for as long as you can each day. Live that reality already today, even if you don't see it yet in physical form. The more you experience it on a daily basis, the more you start to align with the reality where that is the reality. So yes, proceed, but make sure that your energy is aligned with that which you want to experience. Plus, make sure that your intentions behind this adventure are supported by love and truth and your authentic self. Okay, make sure that it's a way for you to express the authentic version of yourself. All right, don't do it to manipulate someone or to force something to happen that the other person might not be ready for. Make sure you do it for the right reasons. Okay, I hope that helps. Let's see. I can't see the name fully. Nana? Is it Nana? I can't go any higher up. Nana, let's see here. Something about I have a difficult time with my family. I try to keep evil people away from me. I pray all the time to be safe and have ugliness away. Is that why my family is not around me? Okay. Which one? This one. Okay. Let's see. Nana, 4. Now I can read it. Thank you. 4NZ. Okay. That one came out fast. What's your next question? Does my dad know that I really love him even though I was not there at his ending of life? Yes, he knows. Mean and hateful family. Okay, the card that came out real quick says, the moment I embrace my peace within and surrender the outcome is the moment that the universe can truly get to work. It's time to let all that stuff go. Okay, it's time to let all that stuff go is what they're saying. It does not need to affect you in this lifetime. It does not need to be a part of your experience. Okay, this, in this lifetime, they say we have this family that we cling on to for dear life, but you have to understand that you've had thousands and thousands and thousands of other lives where you've had thousands and thousands of other families. Okay, families are just like any other friend or colleague or schoolmate. They are simply souls that chose together with you, that agreed to have experiences in this physical reality in order to push you into a certain state of individuality. So in this lifetime for you, it's all about being the individual. Everything it's not about being a copycat of your family. It's not about having too much influence of family in your lifetime. There's a lot of souls that choose very close families, and those characters, their human character is then shaped around that family structure, around what family does. And a lot of people, their character is completely infused with similar characteristics as their parents. Unfortunately for you, Nana, this is not the case. Okay, you wanted to be pushed into a state of individuality. You wanted to be a self-thinking mechanism. You wanted to be a self-healing and self-regulator. Okay, that is all part of the plan, is to be completely self-sufficient, to be completely self-regulatory, and to shine in your own presence, to shine in this life and become a master manifester. So it's time to let that go. It's time to stop feeling the blame and shame story, to let go of the victim consciousness that you're choosing to reside in, because they don't see it that way. They don't experience what you're experiencing. Holding on to a toxic family only hurts you. It doesn't hurt them. So it's time to let go, to release, and to embrace that they played their part excellently by pushing you away, because that's what they were meant to do. They were meant to push you into a state of individuality, of solitude, so you could tap into your own source, so you can have the space and the time and let go of the distractions of family, to really focus on your own divineness, to focus on your own spiritual expansion, and to focus on understanding and getting to know who you truly are in your core, who you truly are as an authentic individual conscious soul. That is the ultimate goal for this life. And so praise them for doing just that. Praise them for helping you do that, and embrace that when this journey is over, everyone will be happy to see you, will be there to embrace you and welcome you back. And then you will see that this was all part of your request. This was part of the plan all along. Therefore, everybody did exactly what they were meant to do. And yes, your Father loves you, embraces you, and is proud of you for choosing a journey where having to do everything on your own is not easy, he says, but it is a very courageous one and will lead to great expansion of self. Okay, so know that as you're trying to figure out who you are without the distractions of things around you, of people around you, of experiences around you, you are an inspiration to the collective and are helping to cleanse and clear the collective energies as well. So do what you need to do, but most of all, transcend victim consciousness because it's not part of this plan. Okay? All right? So there you go. I hope that helps, my love. Let's see. Annie Navaro or Navaro. If I don't say your name correctly, know that I love you. It's my special way of saying it. Alrighty, let's see. Which one? Oh, this one. Okay. It's just a label. Names are just labels. You don't take them with you when you go home. Because you've had many names. Inner desire, set some intentions. You are entering a phase of plenty or may have a sudden windfall. Goals are within your grasp. Okay. There you go. Actually, a very positive card because you were asking what's going on in the marriage. Well, what's going on in the marriage is it's allowing you to start to contemplate on whether or not the relationship is still providing you what you expect in a relationship. I feel like there needs to be a lot of higher perspective going on. There needs to be some brave decisions that need to be made, but it's really important for open communication. If there is no open communication in a relationship, then you're not in a relationship, and that's something that they want you to really understand. Okay, it almost feels like you guys are on two different levels of understanding, two different realities, a 3D reality and a 5D reality. And when there is communication, one, not everything is being expressed. Two, the reception of each other's communication is altered because by the time it reaches your vibration of existence, you know, it's interpreted in the wrong way. And two, it just feels like, you know, it's almost like they're showing me you're living next to each other, not really with each other. You're just kind of there. So really set some intentions. What do I want in a relationship? And is this something that both parties are able to talk about, to discuss? Or is it simply time to allow each other to move on and give each other the room and space to encounter new love, to encounter new experiences? It is something that needs to be looked at. It is something that needs to be explored, they say. But don't make a decision yet. Really try to have open and honest communication in a very calm and a very productive manner. If that does not help, or if that cannot be established, then the answer that you're seeking, you already know. Okay, but understand that everything needs to be discussed. The way things are going now is no longer sustainable for you. You know that, you can feel that, you understand that, but you're holding on to the idea that changes might occur. It can only occur if it's being discussed, they say, but the chances of that is very slim because you're living on two different dimensional planes. Okay, but understand the following, they say: no matter what happens, whether this relationship can be turned around with the efforts of both parties, or whether it ends. Either way, it's going to end at a point where both parties no longer have anything to learn from each other or anything to give each other. Okay, relationships are a constant exchange of energy and frequency, and if that chapter, if one, the other, or both entities choose that there's nothing left there to engage with or to learn from each other, then either way, you will have graduated that experience, that relationship, and you will go on and be open and receptive to a new adventure. Okay, but there is no. I think the reason they're saying that is because people think that when a relationship ends, even if it's been many, many years, that it's a failure. It's not. It's a success story. Every relationship that moves on means that you have learned everything there is from each other, that you have given and received everything there is from each other. You know, that the original intent for why you came together, why you chose to meet each other and encounter each other in this lifetime has been fulfilled. You've succeeded. You've aced the test, basically. Okay, so you can't see the ending of a relationship as something negative, but just see it as the universe saying, okay, well, everything that you needed to know from that relationship has been achieved and collected. So it's now time to make space for new teachers to come in and for you to become a new teacher to someone else. Does that kind of make sense? So look at it that way. Okay. But open communication. You guys need to communicate. If that's not possible, then you already know the answer. Okay. There you go. Let's see. All about Olly. I've been single for 4 years. I have been single 4 years. Someone has been pursuing me off and on for a year. More so last 4 months. I'm guarded but open to the right one, and I'm not sure if it's him. Oh my, okay. All about Olly. You should never, and this is for me, you should never think in terms of, is he the right one? You should think in terms of, does it feel right at this moment? Okay? People are so focused is on, I will only date someone that will be the right one that'll stay with me till I die. But then you miss out on so many beautiful experiences, so many beautiful souls that you'll encounter, that so many beautiful opportunities for growth and expansion and self-discovery and sex and fun and all of that wonderful stuff. Okay, don't wait for the one. Just if it feels right in the moment, go for it. Why wait? Okay, and then see how it happens. But at least that's my perspective. Okay. Let's see what spirit says. All right. Okay, so which one? This one. Annie Navaro says, I understand everything. You are amazing. Oh, thank you. Everything was extremely true, and I'm feeling all of it. I'm extremely grateful for your help. Also, I'm a parent to a disabled daughter that is extremely close to him. I'm just sad for her, too. So she's going to be so sad if he's gone, and that's going to hurt to see her dad. But understand this, Annie. Every soul already knows that at some point they might lose someone. Before she was born, she knew that something might happen, that there was a possibility there. Okay. So trust that her soul will be prepared for this, and the experiences she will get out of this are going to be aligned with what she signed up for. All right. We're always trying to protect everyone, even the ones we love the most. I get it. As a mom, I get it. But as a mom of 2 autistic children who I don't even know if they'll ever be able to live independently without us, I just have to trust that when we're no longer here, their soul is going to have the experience that they designed themselves to have. Okay. It's not up to me to put them in a bubble. It's not up to me to regulate their emotions. It's up to me to love them, support them, and be there for them when they need me. But that's it. That's what being a mom is all about. Everything else, they have an all-knowing soul. And every individual, even the babies, know, what they're coming into. Okay. They know. Right? And that's what you need to trust. Okay. It's scary as a mom. I get it. I totally get it. But I don't put my kids in a bubble. They will experience what they need to experience, and every experience will lead to expansion. Every single one. And that's what I trust. That's what I have complete knowing of, that everything happens for a reason. I've been through hell and back. I was raped by my grandfather. Everything was a challenge growing up. I was suicidal. I went through so much stuff, emotionally, mentally. And look at me now. Everything, I understand what everything did for me. Every piece of shit that I went through, every piece of crap turned me into a beautiful flower. Okay. Into a very compassionate, loving being. Wanting to help people. That's where it all started. Wanting to help, wanting to be my most authentic self after I was stripped away from who I was. I was a very happy child, very bubbly, and then my grandfather comes in and sexually abuses me, and he stripped that away from me, and I was just a shadow. I became a shadow for years. Never again. I will be me until the day I die. And everybody can testify that's met me. This is how I am. I don't pretend to be someone I'm not. I don't play a role. And I hate liars. And I know I shouldn't hate, but I do hate it. Okay? You lie to me, you're out. You burned the bridge. You're gone. This is how it is. I always say, I won't see you now in this lifetime, but I'll embrace you when I get home. We'll have some coffee later when I cross over, because I know our souls love each other. But here I'm like, yeah, I don't like liars. Okay. Explore fullness. All about Holly. Explore fullness. See, explore. It's basically validating what I just said. You look at these wonderful, flowers and birds, and it's just this oasis of experiences and beauty. Okay. So all about Holly, they're just validating everything I said. It's live in the moment, have fun, encounter people, be intimate with people, see the valid opportunities that are there to help find yourself, to explore your own sexuality, to explore your intimacy, to explore your emotional state. Everything is there to help you and provide you with experiences that are going to help you to expand on all levels. And whether or not this relationship continues to the end of your days should not even be a thought. What is important is to live now, to live mindful, to live in the moment. If something feels right in the moment, act upon it. Act upon your passion. Act upon your excitement. Act upon your joy. That's what we need to act upon. There's so many people who feel something very positive and they hold back. They hold back because they're fearful. What if it's not the right person? What if I make a mistake? You can't make mistakes in life. You're here to experience things. Every experience is a gift. Every experience is teaching you something about you. Every experience is helping you expand on a soul level. Okay, so everything is a gift, and that's how you need to live life. So you go and explore and see what it is, but live one day at a time. In any relationship, the best advice I can give you is live one day at a time. If this turns out to be the love of your life, well, then you'll see in 20, 30, 40 years, you'll be like, hey, you're still around. You know, me and Gerald, when I wake up in the morning, Gerald always goes, hey, you stuck around. I'm so happy you're here this morning. Every morning we look at each other with a smile on our face and we say, oh, thanks for sticking around another day. We take it one day at a time. We totally know that if one day one of us falls out of love, or if one day one of us feels like, you know, we want something else for a relationship, we will allow each other the freedom to go and explore that, and we go in separate ways, but we remain friends. That's always been an agreement since before we were married. We had always agreed to that. And look, 20 years later, we're still here, we're still happy. We talk about everything, we laugh with everything, and we just approach life with a very kind of joyful, very light, fuck it kind of attitude. Okay, and so that's how we need to live, because those are the moments where people don't think. The more you think of the future, and you try to change things, and you try to guide things in the right way, and you try to manipulate everything, and oh, it's got to be in that direction, and the more we try to intervene with the human ego because we're afraid of losing someone, or we're afraid that we're wasting our time, the more we try to intervene with that human fearful ego mind, the more we fuck shit up, and the less experiences we have, and the more fucked up stuff we attract. But the more you live in the now moment, and you say, well, today's a good day, I'm feeling it, so I'm acting upon it. I'm acting upon my joy. I'm acting upon my internal inspiration. I'm acting upon what feels right. The more you do that one day at a time, before you know it, 20, 30, 40 years will have passed, and you'll be like, crap, we're still here. Look at us. Woohoo! You know, that's how you gotta live. That's how you have to approach relationships. They are all opportunities for expansion. Otherwise, that individual would have never come onto your path. Okay? So he's there to teach you something. It's now up to you to figure out what it is. All right? All right. There we go. I hope that helps. Magahit. Am I saying that right? Magahit. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Been looking for a new job for months, and I've got no luck. Wondering if there's something else or more I should be doing. Okay, let's take a look, my love. Let's take a look. Which one? This one? Okay. Brent. Oh, okay. Or is it mega hit? Mega hit. Brent. I'll put it in between brackets. Brent. All right, Brent. Let's see. Ooh, hold on. It fell to the floor. Oh, Lord. Family. Okay. Circles of life. Number 49. This is what came out for you. What am I getting on an intuitive level? It's almost like you're a healer of sorts. I know it talks about family, but when I'm looking at the card, I'm really getting this feeling that you're here to help families reunite, rejoice, embrace each other. I don't know what you've done in the past as a job, but it feels like you really need to move into kind of a guiding, healing direction. It just feels to me like you really have a natural you're naturally inclined to be a guide. I feel like you have a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge within you, and maybe you need to go back and study, or maybe get a few degrees or whatever. But it just feels like in whatever way or form you want to do it, whether it's through hypnosis, or whether it's being a life coach, or whether it's being a psychiatrist or whatever, it just feels like you're naturally inclined to be a guide, to provide healing through guidance. Okay. And it just feels like you need to expand on that more. And that's where the abundance will lie. That's where the fulfillment will lie, because it just looks like whatever you've done in the past, it's never really fulfilled you. It never really felt like this is what I was meant to do. This is what I'm, put on this earth for. It just feels like you've always kind of done things that were expected, or you were guided by family or friends or society to move into a job that just, seem to be the most intellectual choice. But you're here to step away from choosing on an intellectual level and moving into a more intuitive level. You're really here to heal through guidance. However you fill that in, I feel like there's a much more spiritual approach to what you're meant to do. You're not just here to do any job. You're here to help and guide families, children. I just feel like communities, bringing people together, healing people, um, getting people excited about life. I just feel like you're this kind of this coaching energy, this guiding, healing energy. Okay, so that's something that you need to pursue. He says, I tried to pursue being a life coach, but the way I was trying to do it didn't align with who I was. Yeah, you have to operate from your intuitive thing. They're showing me you're very heady, you're very calculated, and that's how you were programmed. That's how you were raised. Always think, think, think. Follow steps, follow structure, follow programming. Right? It just feels like you're trying to do things according to a schedule, or according to how other people are teaching you, or don't do it. You have to do it intuitively. It's intuitive coaching. It needs to come from your heart. It can't be a calculated thing, right? For example, a lot of people go to school and they do want to be a psychiatrist, or they want to be a healthcare provider, but there's so many rules and structures in place, in order that restrict you in every way or form. That's not what you're here to do. You're here to do it from your own experience, from your own heart, from your own life knowledge that you've gained along the way. That should be your inspiration. That should be the knowledge that helps you help others. Okay. So really dig into that. Really, the reason, look, you've already tried to pursue a life coaching career. There's a reason why you were guided to do that, but you need to approach it with a more spiritual, intuitive way, instead of an intellectual, analytical form. Okay, so switch from there to here and move in that direction, and you will find your way. But that's what you're originally meant to do, and that's where you're going to find the fulfillment. So my advice: explore different modalities. Okay, try different things and see which modality fits you most, or makes you feel the most excited, and then make it your own. Okay, there's so many people learning things, learning Reiki and this and that, but everything is so structured. There's nothing authentic about it for that individual. It's been my experience that everybody who takes advice and gets some kind of, you can get structural insights, but then you have to completely let go of that and make it your own. You gotta operate from your own uniqueness. You gotta operate and fill in, color it with your own vibe. It's kind of like Bruce Lee. He had the foundation they taught him all the rules and just the techniques of fighting and all of that. And then he basically took that and just made it 100 times better by putting stuff in that was him, and by switching up the rules and by adding things to it. And he made his own personal martial arts category, basically. And he worked with energy, and he understood how it's not about power. It's not about how strong you are. It's about how you can work together with the energies to knock somebody on their feet with just one finger. It had nothing to do with strength. It had to do with moving energy around. He understood how to work with energy, and so on and so forth. So, he took something, a foundation, and then he made it his own. And everybody who does that, if you look at the most successful people in the world, they took something and then they made it 100 times better by infusing it with their own essence, their own energy, their own past, their own experiences, and so on and so forth. And that's something that you need to allow to unfold. And that'll push you in a direction where you get to be 100% you, and not just simply do a job that is constructed and designed by someone else. Okay? So there you go. That is what I'm getting for you, my love. So just know that you didn't fail. You're still trying to figure out how to be that life coach. That's all. So you're going in the right direction. That was the original idea. You picked up on it, you felt it, you went with it, and then you overanalyzed it and made it into a heady kind of intellectual, analytical thing. And that's not what your soul wanted. Okay? Your soul wants to naturally flow with everything. And so that's what you need to allow to happen. Okay? Natalie, 1875. There you go. Let's get you a card. Natalie. Spot on. Thank you. You're welcome, my love. I see a lot of people, and they start with channeling, and they start with healing, and it's so exciting, and they're so happy, and after a few years, all of a sudden it becomes a job, and they start to lose their connection, and they don't get the results anymore like they used to, and they figure out, well, what's going on? Why am I losing my gift? You're not losing your gift. Your excitement. You're losing your excitement. You're losing the passion for it. It's become a job. It's become an effort, and it's become a daily push to just get through your day. It lowers your vibration, and then you literally kind of lose connection with yourself because you're not operating on your highest excitement. You're not operating with passion anymore. So always remain in a playful state. Always remain in a state of joy and just play with life. Don't take it so darn serious. You need to learn to play with life. It's only a virtual reality anyway. Just look at it as a video game. You're basically creating, writing, directing, and acting in your own video game, and you're watching it too while you're at it. Natalie, this one popped out. Right? So what is there to be scared about? Absolutely nothing. Why are you scared of yourself? Right? So many people are so scared of what the world, what their life is going to bring them. But it's you. Everything that you emit is what you're going to get. So why are you so scared if it's just everything's an expression of you? It's a projection of you. Why? Because you live in fear, and you know it. And you know you don't align with that. Because your soul is telling you, I don't align with that. But your human ego is saying, but I do. So again, kick the human ego in the butt and just tell it to sit down and just go. You're here to have the physical experience. You're here to do the physical steps. But leave the emotional content and the intellectual steps to be made by your intuitive higher soul consciousness, okay? All right, Natalie, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. That is just what we've been talking about. Look at that. Another validation right there. Natalie, same thing for you. What I'm really being drawn to is these kind of rainbow colors, right? You need to see life through two colored lenses. You're looking at things too negatively, okay? Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have. Bring back the joy and the abundance into your life. Be grateful for everything you have. Be grateful for waking up. Be grateful for having a bed to sleep in. Be grateful for the shoes that you're wearing. Be grateful for the fact that you get to experience another day in a homemade creation that allows you to manifest and align with any reality you see fit. That is the truth. Now you need to own that truth. You need to become that truth. You need to feel it and experience it through every fiber of your being. That is what you want to still master, the master of beingness, the master of understanding and operating from the source, that everything outside of you is a projection of you and can therefore be guided in the right direction, not by forcing it, not by fearing the future, but by simply choosing to remain in a high vibrational state of being. And you can do that in the most simplest ways. Have you seen those videos on TikTok where people, they drive around in a car and they go, "Hey you," and these people come up, "Yeah, what do you want?" And they say, "Stop being so good looking," and then they totally change their energy. Have you seen those videos? They say the craziest things, but people are always defensive at first, and then they say, "Oh my God, stop being so good looking," and then people start smiling, and you can literally see their energy just go boink. You just made that person's day. That person's in a state of bliss, feeling amazing about what you said. The simplest things can turn your energy around. Do it to other people. Tell people they look great today. Your hair looks amazing. Tell the complete stranger how well their outfit looks. We need to be kinder to people, and we need to be kinder to ourselves. Give yourself praises. You don't like looking in the mirror, my love, and you should. You're beautiful, you're amazing, you're perfect in every way, and so is everyone else, because that's the body we divinely chose with purpose and intention. This is not something we just decided on a whim, okay? We decided with an enormous amount of energy and focus, and we contemplated quite some time to pick the right body and pick the right family and pick the right people to come into our journeys. Understand that this life is not just an accident, okay? It was designed by you, for you, and it is helping you to have experiences to help you expand on a soul level. So look at it through those glasses. That's what life's about. Look at yourself that way, perfectly chosen with the perfectly imperfect imperfections. Okay, we chose our imperfections with precision in order to give us the experience that we wanted to have. So embrace all of it, all of you, all of your life, and just know that everything is happening for you. And what will happen then is that outer reality will start to align with that truth, and you will see finally validation of what you've always known to be true. But when we need validation, we are founded in fear that we're not going to get the validation that we need in order to be happy, in order to feel safe, and so on and so forth. So let go of any needs. Needs is always based on fear, and simply live your best life with each day, praising your own self with each day that you are doing a great job. You are a wonderful divine soul. You're eternal. So you don't need to rush. You don't need to be in a state of panic when things don't come right away. Just know that you have eternity to experience everything you wish to desire to experience in physical form, in many different lives, in many different structures. So you can't miss out on something. Okay, there's not one thing you will not experience, because you're an eternal being and you can incarnate as many times as you feel fit. Okay, so don't be in a rush to get to end destinations, but prioritize living well, one day at a time. All right. That is what Spirit wants you to know at this time. All right. Let's see. Elise Hero. Elise Hero. Let's see. This one. Okay. You look like, yeah, look at that wrinkles. I am aging. Look at that. That's from doing this all the time because I'm always thinking. I've got wrinkles. I don't look too bad. I don't look too bad for 44. Am I 44 or 45? I stopped keeping track when I became 40. I have to think. How old am I? Hold on. 81, 44. Not too bad. I've never used products, though. I've never used makeup. When I first started doing videos, I would put a little line above my eye, and that was it. I just can't stand creams and foundation and makeup. I can't stand it. It drives me absolutely bonkers. So I've always just been like this, you know. I've always been like, yeah, you're just going to have to accept me the way I am in a natural state. That way there's no surprises. Gerald knew exactly what he was going to wake up to in the morning. I'm 43, quite perimenopausal. Me too. I've had my period this year, I think 2 times, and that's it. Yeah, the hormones are doing stuff. They are. But, yeah. I try not to focus on it too much. I try not to define what perimenopause looks like, or, you know, because the thing is, humans always like to define themselves and what they're going through and what their body's going through according to the collective perspectives on things, right? What the doctors are saying and this and that. I always think the mind is more powerful, you know, the higher mind, the soul, your energy is much more powerful than the reality, because it's just a virtual reality anyway. So understand that we can change anything with our knowing, with our energy, with our frequency. You know, anything can be healed. That's why sometimes we have miraculous healing. So it's not miraculous. It's just that soul that deciding, nope, not doing it, not participating in it. Nope. They change their whole mentality, their whole way of living, their attitude towards life. They change their food intake. They go back to nature. There it goes. Hold on. It fell to the floor. And then people have miraculous healings. You want to take on perimenopause, make it your own. Make it your own. Look, it's like Fruit of the Loom. It did have that in my reality before. I'm claiming it. Elise Hero. Blessings and thanks. Abundant Universe, number 47. Beautiful things are coming for you. Beautiful things are coming for you. It's almost like you're the one pushing on the pause button. Whatever's going on or whatever it is that you're desiring, you've got your foot on the brake. You've got your foot on the gas, but at the same time you have it on the brake, so the car is not moving. That's kind of what it feels like. So what you need to do is release the need. Okay, release the need. You don't need anyone or anything to make you happy, to make you feel whole. Everything you need to be happy, content, whole, and feel abundant is already within you. It's you. You're the one who can provide all of that. The moment you let go of the idea that you need someone else or something else to provide those qualities to you, to make you feel loved, to make you feel whole, to make you feel like, you know, you, a lot of people want or desire relationships, and ultimately a relationship comes from, or the need for a relationship comes from the desire that we need a witness of our journey. Okay, there's millions and millions of people on this earth, and who are you in this huge pile of ants? And a lot of people think that your life is only worth something if someone's there to go through everything with you, to be a witness of your pain and your suffering and your joy and your happiness and your creations and your downfalls. A lot of people align with that definition, that life is not worth living until there's somebody there to witness every aspect of your journey. And that's why people crave relationships. But the thing is, you don't need any other soul to be a witness of you, because the universe is a witness. The universe registers every detail of this creation in the archives. You have a council. So we all have a spiritual team that's there to guide us, that you picked, that you individually handpicked to help you, to guide you, to, you know, give advice and so on and so forth. But we also have a council. Every individual soul that is creating something during an incarnation has a council. Those individuals, there's different kinds of souls, they do not interfere with your journey. They do not interfere. They don't guide. They don't help. They don't protect. They are simply registering every inch of your life to the archives. They are witnesses of your journey. They go between 10 and 12 individuals. So you're always being observed. You're always having a witness. Everything that you ever do here will be accessible to any conscious mind in the universe. Everybody that is conscious, everything that is conscious can access your journey. Okay, and can be a witness of it, and can learn from it, and can expand from it by experiencing it through your eyes. So let go of the idea that we need to have an individual next to us there to experience every bit of our lifetime in order for our lives to be meaningful, to be worthy, in order for us to feel whole, to feel completed. Let go of that false definition. Know that everything can be provided for you. Live your life that way. And then you'll see that an individual will come into your journey that is willing to be a reflection of that is willing to share your journey with you, to co-create. But it'll no longer be an individual that is simply there to project back to you what you're missing, but is simply there to project back to you what you already have. Does that kind of make sense? Because your soul is picky. She doesn't just want just anyone. She wants someone that will align with her frequency, that will be an equal, not someone that you want to depend on. And that's the thing. Right now, it's a dependency. You're looking for a dependency. Your soul doesn't want that. So everything is put on hold until you release that need, that dependency on the other individual. And that soulmate can only come in when you become your own stability, when you become your own beneficiary. I don't know if that's the right word, but does that kind of make sense? So you have to move into a state of no longer needing someone, but finding joy and excitement of just being able to co-create with someone. That's the shift that you need to go through. That's the energetic shift you need to make in order for you to attract all these goodies and all the abundance and all the wonderful things in the world, because it is coming. The blessings, the thanks, it's all part of your future. But you need to align and move into the right frequency in order to attract it. Okay? So you got to get out of your own way. That's what it comes down to. You can do it. I have faith in you, my love. I have faith in you. Fall in love with yourself first. There you go. Lisa said it beautifully. Fall in love with yourself first. Don't need anyone, but simply be excited to share your journey with someone just because you can. There you go. Still young. My son was born in 81. Ah, me too. Yay. Yep. Those are wisdom marks. I like that. Yeah. It's because I'm always like, I call them my surprise marks. Look how dirty my nails are. I've been working in the garden. Can you tell? Every time I channel it, like I had a channeling about the moon, and then we did a channeling about Bigfoot and fairies, and I don't know what else. Every time I channel, I'm like this. Really? What? I get surprised what comes out of me sometimes. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's also proof that I know I'm not making this up. I'm not capable of making stuff up like that. It's just like, what? It even surprises me. So this is my what? That's why I got the lines. That's what that is. It's the what? Lines. Mm-hmm. That's what it is, I'm telling you. All right. Okay. Asa. Am I saying that right? Asa? 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 I don't know if I'm saying it right. Asa. Okay. This one. Okay. Let's see. Yes, I got it right. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Look at me. So good. Okay. Asa. Wah! Asa, it flew. Hold on. Fell to the ground. Give me a second. Oh, Lord. Moderation. Okay. Is there something you know you shouldn't be eating? Mm-hmm. Try to eat mindfully and healthily, although the fairies say that a little bit of what you fancy is fine. All right. Let's see. You're too critical upon yourself is what they're saying. You're too self-critical. There's always something that you don't like. Eric's, my guy, is kind of like, she'll always find something to criticize because she's very perfectionistic. Okay? Let go of the need for perfection and just embrace the need for happiness. Okay? It's much more fun if you can just let go and just be you instead of having to try and be this perfect being that you're projecting. What's the right feeling, the right words? It's almost like you're so worried about what you project outwards to the world. You're so worried about how people are going to see you or perceive what you're doing, that you're driving yourself crazy to try to match up to everybody's standards. And don't, is what they're saying. Don't. Okay? So it's not so much about what you're eating. Should you be eating that? It's about what should you be thinking that? It's about should you live your life according to other people's expectations? And the answer is no, Asa. It's no. Okay. They're saying a lot of opportunities are passing by you because you're not living your truest life. You're not being your truest self. You're trying to be a character that fits into the narrative of others. And that is something you need to transcend. That is something you need to release and transform. Okay. And you do that by stop self-victimizing yourself. Stop trying to define your reality according to other people's views. Okay. So there you go. That's what they want you to know, Asa. And by the way, with a name like that, I mean, you can claim yourself goddess already. Seriously. Hello. It's a very cool name. Okay. Tamara. 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 Tomato. This one. I'm very active today because I got so much sunlight today. My vitamin D levels are all pumped up. It gives me so much energy when I'm in the sun. God made a post, or I channeled a post from, no, it wasn't God, it was Jeshua. And he was talking about the sun and how, how wonderful she is and how they're trying to hide her. And anyway, it was really powerful channeling. You can find it on my Patreon page if you're interested into it. But basically, the sun is constantly providing downloads and DNA restoring frequencies. And that's why, when we're in the sun, we feel good and we feel healed and we feel energized. And that's what the sun is for. That's why they try to dim her, try to hide her behind some kind of device so we wouldn't get all those benefits. But anyway, more detailed explanation on my Patreon page. Okay, Tamara, solar light upgrade and Pleiadian activation. Let's see. If I send a super chat with a question and it goes away after 5 minutes, do you still see it, or do I have to write it over? No, I can still see it, my love. I can still see it. Yep. Okay. Hold on. This is for Tamara. I'm a little bit distracted. So, solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower. And then Pleiadian activation, coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. Hold on. It's kind of fun that we're talking about the sun, because then the solar light upgrade comes in. Isn't that funny? Solar light upgrade. Tamara, it looks to me like you're moving in the right direction. Everything is happening around you, but you're not seeing it yet in physical form, and that sometimes makes you question if everything is unfolding as it should. And the answer is yes, everything is happening, but it's happening behind the curtains. Okay, it's happening on an energetic level. So really, just trust the flow of things. Trust that everything will appear to you at the right time, and trust that transformation is happening. Really work a little bit more on the solar plexus, though. They're showing me that you're still holding on to a lot of old residual energy in that solar plexus, and ground yourself, especially. It's almost like your solar plexus and your root chakra, there's still out of balance. It's something you need to really focus on. Do some healing on it. There are exercises that you can find online to strengthen your solar plexus and your root chakra, but it just feels like there's something from your past that you have processed intellectually, but you haven't removed the energetic vibration that's still there. But it just feels like, it's not something that's holding you back, but it is something that you don't want to move into. You don't want to move into your reality, in the 5D reality. So really just cut those energetic cords. They no longer serve you in your new transformational state. And just trust everything is coming together. Everything is working for you. You're doing right. You're doing good. So just continue to do what you do. Okay? All about Olly. Did you hear the message? Because I did pull a card already for you. I did pull a card. I hope you got the message. If not, you'll have to look at the rerun of it. All right. Let's see. Let's do one more, and then we will do a group card for everyone. Okay. Let's see. Who am I being drawn to? Let's see. Vanessa Ritchie. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're still going to do a group card for everyone, okay? All right. Vanessa Ritchie. This one, okay. Oh, my. Eric is messing with my nose. Yeah, I just rerun it because I did. You're on my list here, all about Olly. I did pull a card for you. Okay, abundance. Vanessa Ritchie, abundance. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have in fairyland and human land. There is enough abundance for everyone. Okay. Look, what I'm getting is you need to be open to the. It's almost like you're too restrictive in your thinking. You're creating limitations and restrictions for the universe, and because of your thinking, because of your fears, because of your worries. And so therefore the universe can't provide you the blessings and can't provide you the abundance that you have a right to. So it just feels like really work on releasing negative thoughts, on releasing restrictive feelings, on releasing any kind of fear or worry. Just move into a state of trust, move into a state of communication, open communication with your soul essence. Really talk to yourself, talk to your own higher perspective, and work on opening up your intuition, because they're showing me that your intuition is blocked. You have put a lock on it because a long time ago you were you went through some trauma. It just feels like you followed your heart and it hit you in the face, and it made you think in that moment that you can't trust your heart, you can't trust your intuition, because it led you to something that was not pleasant. It led you to a very uncomfortable situation, and therefore you kind of unconsciously locked that spot up. And therefore intuition, it's almost like you're not feeling anything, you don't hear anything, you have no clue where to go. And it's because you need to learn to reopen that up, to start trusting it again. And how do you do that? By healing the past trauma, by healing the events in the past and embracing them instead of rejecting them, instead of using them as a blame or a shame story. We have to understand that everything that we go through, whether comfortable or uncomfortable, is in some way or form designed and requested by our soul in order for us to have experiences that are going to expand our understanding of self. So we have to be able to look at our past and say, you know what, I am grateful for that experience because it made me stronger. It made me more aware of who I was, of who I want to be, of who I don't want to be. It provided insights in what I like and what I don't like. It provided insights in what I feel I deserve and what I feel I don't deserve. Those are all things we need to work on, because you deserve every little bit of happiness and joy and abundance in the world, okay? Everything that you've gone through has given you an action and a reaction that can be that is a tool for better understanding on where you are mentally, emotionally, what you need to transform and align with truth, and what is based on fear and human restrictive thinking. Okay, everything is there to teach you something about you. So embrace that. Okay, embrace that. But you need to open that up, and that's how you do it, by healing your trauma, by embracing it as a gift instead of a trauma. It's not a trauma. You're still here, you're still up and running, and you still have a beautiful future to create, to manifest, and to bring into reality. So you are victorious in every way or form. Think of it this way as well, they say. You've made it this far, and everything at some point felt like, I don't know how I'm going to overcome this. I don't know how I'm going to solve these problems. I feel stuck. I don't know how I'm going to, finalize this, or how. We have been time after time after time after time after time. You have been challenged to the extremes. That's just what human growing up and going through life is about. You have gone through so much stuff that at some point you always thought, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'm never going to overcome this. I'm never going to, this is this is the end. I can't do it anymore. And guess what? You're still here. Okay. You will always be able to overcome any hurdle you encounter, because you're you. You're stronger than you think. You have more power than you think. And the more you start believing in yourself, and the more you start seeing yourself as the only creator of your journey, and the more you open yourself up to the understanding, to the universal fact that there are no restrictions, limitations to your creation, that you can attract anything you put your heart into, that the universe loves you and only gives you more of what you're sending out. So make sure you're sending out the right thing. Make sure you're sending out the right feelings. Make sure you listen to your higher soul intuition, because she knows exactly what needs to happen. She knows exactly where to look at. She knows exactly what she needs to feel to get to where she wants to go. So get your human ego mind, the analytical shit, out of the way of the creative process, and let your intuition do the creation. And then once the decision is made, once things are put into motion on an energetic level, an intuitive level, then the human ego mind can come in to experience that which was created by your higher soul intuitive creation. Okay, that's the only good function for the human ego mind, is to have the physical experience. But it should never ever, the analytical human ego mind should never be allowed to make any decisions or any creations. It's just there to have the physical experience of what the higher soul mind, or AKA your intuition, is designing for you. Okay, so abundance is on its way. All you need to do is let go of the old version of you, embrace the new version, embrace truth, become it, feel it, breathe it with every pore of your body, and then you will see things change quickly and swiftly. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, we're going to do one more, but then I really feeling stuck in my career. Ash, thank you for the donation. I'm going to do you, and then I'm going to do a group. So if any more donations come after this, unfortunately, I'm running out of time. Okay, Ash. Woo! Well, that was fast. When I lean onto faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Peace becomes real. Vanessa Ritchie says, thank you very much. Gave me some homework to work on. Much love. You know, I have an online class, learnitlive.com/Emanuelle McIntosh. It's called, what's it called? Oh my God, I'm having a brain fart. Anyway, go check it out. There is an 6-part online class where I teach you to become the most authentic version of you. So go check that out. Help me out, guys. What is the name of my class? I'm having a brain fart. The Road to Enlightenment. There you go. That's what it is. Thanks, Eric. Eric got it. Thank you. The Road to Enlightenment. It's all about different steps. You don't need to take them all if you don't want to, but the first 3, I think, are the most important one, where we change our programming. Okay, so feel free to go check it out. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Ash, I'm really being drawn to these kind of 2 characters that are kind of aligned. You really have to align both aspects of yourself. You're working against yourself, is what they're showing me. You're in a constant state of resistance. Everything your intuition, your higher mind comes up with, you kind of dismantle with the ego mind. Go, no, I don't think I can do that. No, I don't have enough money for that. Or no, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to go back and learn things. I don't have time for classes. I need to pay bills. It's almost like you always find a way to talk yourself out of something. Okay, so it's really time to start working together instead of bouncing heads with one another, because what it does is it leaves you in a state of nowhere land. You're in between space, and when we're in nowhere land, we don't move anywhere. We just kind of get stuck. Okay, so in order for you to get your reality moving again, in order for you to get your creation in the flow again, you have to learn to work together and to stop talking yourself out of opportunities, out of chances. As far as what you're here, what you're meant to do, you're definitely here. They keep saying to be of service, but the thing is that could be anything, right? There's something about hands. I don't know. Maybe manual labor. I don't really know. But it just feels like you're a creator. You're more of a creative source, whether it's creating art or whether it's building things or or inventing things, whatever it may be. You're meant to be a creator. You're meant to channel information. You're meant to tap into the creative source of all and allow that to inspire you to bring things into physical form. Whether it is, redesigning furniture, a lot of people, they get it free furniture that people throw away and they redesign it, refurbish it, and then sell it for like a whole bunch of money. Whether it's something like that or whether it is you working in a factory and building things, making things, putting things together, whatever it may be for you, but it's about building something from a creative source. Okay. It just feels like you've always kind of known this, but because it's almost like because it's a little vague, you've always moved into something that seemed intellectually more stable, more predictable. Right? It just feels like you either never had the support. It almost feels like you weren't supported in the creative sense, because it wasn't. There's no steady paycheck, or there's no, people, when people are want to be creative, a lot of times the 3D parents will start to panic and go, well, that's not a security, or that's not this, or that's not that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like there's people, our parents always want us to have a regular, steady job and do the same thing for the rest of our lives until we're mentally bonkers. And for a lot of people, a lot of enlightened people, we want to have the freedom to create. We want to be creative in different forms, whether it's in healing or building or creating or music or painting or, or constructing or refurbishing or whatever it may be. A lot of people want to do things hands-on in a creative way and then have the satisfaction of seeing the end result and going, fuck yeah, I just manifested that. Look at that. This is something I did, right? So move into that space, but let go of the restrictive thinking, because it doesn't belong to you. It is something. Align both aspects of yourself. Let go of the restrictive thinking, because it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the people around you, but they had limited understanding of what this world was about. So don't live your life according to those limited views. Does that make sense? Ash says, wow, that's so spot on. I'm a hobby baker. Perfect. I keep taking myself out of spending time on it due to life things. I feel so validated now. Oh, good. Yes, go for it. Baking, it's being creative. It's bringing something into this world. Wonderful. I love baking. You can bake me a cake anytime. It's about, I love baking because it's like you have to, you use your creativity and you can be artistic with it, and it tastes good, and it's all about abundance. And people are like, you can't eat this and you can't eat that. Yes, you can. Okay. It's all about the mindset. It's all about what you believe in. It's all about your definitions. All right. You're really, really welcome. Okay. One more for the group. And then I really got to go. I really gotta go. You know why? I still gotta. It'd be like 10. It's 10 p.m. here, and I still gotta. I gotta plant some more stuff. All right. Card for everyone. A lot of beautiful messages that I think a lot of people can benefit from were given today. So hopefully a lot of people will rewatch this. I think, during these sessions, so many people only, if they didn't get a card, they don't look, or, and then I think they miss out on so much information that we can all benefit from. I really do. Because these lives don't get enough views, and it's sad. So much wisdom. But anyway, promote, share, help people see this. Because I think they're all wonderful opportunities to learn from each other's messages and journeys. Woo! Almost fell to the ground. Inspiration hunt. This is for everyone. This is the collective card. Follow your inspiration. Follow your passion. Create your oasis within your reality. This is the portal to move into your 5D reality. There is the opportunity to make it a wonderful divine oasis for all of us, where we can allow ourselves to be us, where we no longer have to fit into the ideas of others, where we are safe, where we have the support to be creative, to allow the gift that we're here to give to others to be a part of our job, to be our way of exchanging energy and abundance, and so on and so forth. Inspiration, joy, your highest excitement. That is what we need to follow, and that when you do that, that's what we attract for our future. That's how we fill in the blanks in an empty 5D reality that we're currently tapped into. But on an energetic structure, we still need to color it in. Take your colors and start coloring in what the 5D reality is for you. Because in this 5D construct, there will also be an infinite amount of parallel versions of that 5D construct. The difference is this time it is the human race that will construct the 5D reality and not those who created us and imprisoned us by giving the illusion of freedom, okay? By manipulation and restriction of our natural state. So, your inspiration is what will color in our new reality. So, go crazy, let go of all restrictions and limitations, and just know that the creative source is right at your tips, your fingertips, waiting for you to utilize and reclaim that power. All right. Well, there you go. I hope this was a fun 2 hours. I had a lot of fun. It was great seeing you guys all. Thank you for validating the messages. That makes my heart feel good as well. Thank you for the donations. That truly helps us to turn our space here into hopefully a future spiritual resort. And I'm going to wish you a great rest of your day, a great new week to come, and just never forget, align with the story that you tell yourself. Don't align with the distractions and stories of others. They do not need to be part of this reality. They do not need to be part of your reality. And the less energy we feed it, the more it fades away. All right? The more it dies out. Think of a fire. The more wood you put on the fire, the bigger the flame. The less wood, the quicker it dims out and disappears from our reality. We've seen it lately over and over again when they try to give us a story and we decide not to participate collectively. After a week, the story is gone. Nobody talks about it anymore. And yet, not even the news can cover it anymore because nobody is feeding it anymore. Look at the evidence that's out there. It is just how the universe works. Whatever you feed with energy, whether it's positive or negative energy, energy is energy. Whatever you feed it will sustain. Whatever you remove your attention from and you put your attention somewhere else, it will die out. Okay? So there you go. Oh, you're welcome, Nana. Nana says, thank you, Emma, for reading. It was spot on. And as you are always. Oh, well. I try my best to do what I'm meant to do. All right. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.